Hey guys, Tonester back. Got an ace tanker for you today in the STA2. We are taking hill because it is the most important spot on the map. It isn't necessarily the best spot for my tank, but we're going to go ahead and make that work. So one thing you'll notice is we pretty much got nothing going to the field. We do have a light tank that's kind of watching field, but he's in not a great position in my opinion. And he gets taken out. So we've got really a KV2 on the field. That's it. No eyes. So we better win this side and win it quick, right? So we're able to hit side turret on this VK, and this game is just going to be go, 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 right? These guys, I want to make sure and punish. And our Caliban goes down and hits 2 one-shots to start the game, which is good because we're behind on HP, right? And we do not want to get down and have to face that SU-100. That guy has 440 alpha. He's very dangerous. However, we have several guys down at the bottom here, and we're able to put in a shot because the enemy is making the classic mistake of being baited into going to the bottom section there. And that is because we don't know it yet, but they don't really have anything back behind them in the magical forest. So that can be an issue for them. Now, this Tiger P, I played the Tiger P. I hated it. The gun handling sucks. It's got, the turret is pennable by almost anything you face. It's just not a very good tank. So we're just putting shots in as quickly as we can. We're up to 1,700 damage. And this is where we make our first mistake. You know, that guy is dead. Right? He is dead. Actually, we don't quite yet, but we're going to go ahead and put shots into the artillery, which is always our favorite target. And we finish off the arty, but in the meantime, we have lost, as we get a lucky bounce, we have lost our the field completely. So this is where we get a bit greedy. And we lose 355 health. And now this guy is dead. No matter what happens, we do return the favor. But no matter what happens, he is dead. So there is no reason for us to lose that health. Our driver's dead. And, you know, c'est la vie. And we are still lit. And we take yet another shot of damage. Now, this Hellcat pays for it with his life, right? I mean, it's what he did was kind of foolish, but nevertheless, we lost health over it. KV2 is in trouble, and we fix our driver. So we're able to pick up a nice spot on that Mutz. Now, at this distance, I'm not so concerned if I'm hull down that the Mutz is going to pen us, but and he is pennable basically everywhere, just because it's a Mutz, right? But we do take another shot of damage. Again, we couldn't have known that light tank was sitting there, and they are capping the base, so there is some urgency. But I think this 122 TM takes the urgency a little far. We do take yet another hit from the 12T, unfortunately. So that takes us down to, 335 damage. So our KV2 is a little upset. I understand that. And quite frankly, this 122 TM, if he had just stopped where he was at, I think he would have been good. Because I can reset that base at will. But he chose to push in hard. So we're looking for a shot. There's still 40 seconds. I'm not too worried about the base. And unfortunately, he goes from 700 health to nothing very, very quickly. And he doesn't even reset the base. So sometimes as we take yet another hit, but we have got to get the reset, right? We have to get it. So I'm just watching as my turtle pushes in, but I'm just watching that Mutz to see where he's at and if he gets lit. We're down to 97 health, and if he gets some resets. Now, I want to make sure that I back off this Panzer Mutz, because I don't want him farming my turtle. So we've got side shots here, and we're just going to pump in some side shots into this T-25-2. Now, we're using 275 heat rounds on the side of his turret, and they're not penning. I think it would have helped this game if we'd been able to pen. Like, look at that. Like, I just don't understand why those are not working. So, and this guy exposes himself just one too many times, and he does get taken out by the turtle. Sorry, this is my third recording. Actually, my sixth recording, because I recorded 3 times and my microphone was not working. So the problem we have now is we've got the Mutz, who is fairly healthy, and we've got, which I'm certain he's sitting in those bushes, right? And then we've got the light tank, which I cannot spot. And he has moved to a position where he could hit us. So it's really unfortunate. But we end up losing this game. Let's look at the after action report and see if we hit any blind shots. Well, it's always bittersweet when you get an ace on a loss, but nevertheless, we got an ace, we got a high caliber, we got a defender, and we got a Confederate. So at least it was an exciting game, at least in my opinion. We did 4,400 damage, 2 kills, and 927 base XP. Our turtle did really quite well. And their Mutz and their T-34-3, it looks like, carried the game. So 8 kills between them. 32 shots, 22 hits, 20 pens. This thing isn't made to snapshot, and we were snapshotting a fair bit, and 772 assists. So we ended up making 88,000 credits without a credit booster. So had we had a credit booster, we probably would have made 140,000 credits. So 2,300 base XP total with all these additions. We do have a premium account because we've been playing the Mission Marathon a little bit. So, okay, on to the tank review. My crew is pretty insane because this is one of the first premium tanks I got. And it's my Type 61 crew right now, which you guys have seen some replays on a while back. We got Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Recon. Both of those are view range skills. And you want to pick Situational Awareness first because I think it gives you 4% and Recon gives you 3% boost to view range. Brothers in Arms and then Concealment. On the gunner, we've got Snapshot, Repairs, Designated Target, Brothers in Arms, and Concealment. Now that Designated Target allows you to keep someone spotted for 2 more seconds. And I really enjoy that skill because a lot of guys will come back out after 10 seconds and then get punished. So, Smooth Ride, Repairs, Off-Road Driving, Brothers in Arms, and Concealment. So you're seeing BIA and Concealment is a really part of this tank's bread and butter because you want to be concealed if you can. So... repairs, safe stowage, intuition, which is a great skill to have now that they changed intuition, brothers in arms, and concealment. So we run this with an IRM, which I run a lot of tanks that have pretty good gun handling, but not perfect gun handling with IRM. I run it with a turbo, and I'm going to show you why here in a minute. And of course, a rammer. You got to get that DPM up. 27 standard rounds, I think they have 212 penetration, but the gold rounds have 275 heat pen, which is, it doesn't diminish over distance. So, and I can tell you, I've penned E100s repeatedly with this ammunition. They do have to either give you side turret or face on, but side turret's better. And then I just have a few HE shells because the HE shells on this are really nothing special. They're 320 average. Now I run a small repair, small first aid, and I run food on this because the engine is at the back on this. And if you're showing anything more than this turret, you're playing this thing wrong. It is a hold down tank, and it is a support tank. You do not want to get hit because you will get pinned. A lot of this is like 50, 60 millimeters. There are spots on the mantlet that are 250, 230, 220. But for the most part, if you get hit, expect to be pinned in this thing. And that's part of my setup. Now, I want to show you my alternate setup only because it's a little bit interesting. I stuck with the rotation mechanism, but I've got a CVS and I've got binos because I've got such a good crew on this thing. And then with food, I've got full view range, and then adding the binos creates my 563 meters of view range, which is a little over the maximum, but it's pretty close to the max view range that you can actually use in this game. But it cuts through camo, and then this cuts through the bushes. So it's actually a fun setup in tier 10 Prokhorovka games because you can actually use it to get to play a light tank role if there are no light tanks. But for my standard setup, this is the one I use all the time. I've got almost 2400 DPM, my minus 10 degrees of gun depression, and my aim time's 1.71. So it's actually quite good. 1420 hit points. Almost no armor to speak of. Like I said, the turret, you'll bounce stuff once in a while, but that's about it. The power to weight is 21 with this setup, which is why I use this setup. And my reverse speed is 23. My forward speed is, where does it show? 59. So you can easily play a light tank role in this tank, even with this setup. So yeah, I really enjoy it. Now, concealment's 32.33, which isn't fantastic, but if you're using the CVS system and you get stopped somewhere, you're looking pretty good. And it's actually pretty good on the move. 26% camo. So this tank really likes open maps, but you can play support on maps that aren't quite as open. 451 meters of view range with this map. And I forgot to do I didn't have field mods on any of the other ones. Now I've kind of like less hole traverse and stuff is kind of okay. If I was going to pick one, I would probably pick the damage to ammo rack and engine penalty and damage to the gun damaged dispersion. But I chose not to do either one on here for whatever reason. I always choose aiming circle size because accuracy is king for me, especially in this tank, because you want to be firing at distance if you can. And I added a little bit of concealment and reduced my repair speed and my reverse speed. I mean, I'm at 23 kph reverse. Like, who cares, right? And that's kind of it for the field mods. So again, if you guys have any questions or would like to hear more about tanks or less about tanks, let me know. I'm just adding this at the end of videos. And let me know if you like it at the start of the video or at the end of the video or not at all. Thanks for your comments and your likes and your subscriptions. I appreciate all of you that are subscribed, and we will catch you guys next time. Tonester out.